Good evening, good evening, good evening. Here's another book. Like I said, I like to collect certain books. These are my personal collection. Like I have my own little library. These are books that I've been buying from Barnes and Nobles. They used to have a Borders store that was in Cary, North Carolina, off of Maynard. But I stayed in Barnes and Nobles all the time, purchasing books. And sometimes I read them, and sometimes I would just put them on my shelf because I know in due time I would get either around to them or I would slowly read through certain things. But this is a good book here. And you have many, many natural cures for diseases that have been around for years. I purchased this book right here. It was 2004. I purchased this book. And it talks about, let me see, you get down to specific diseases. It helps, let me see. You go to 341. See how old these pages are? It's got a table of contents on certain diseases it help with. Let's see, acne and all that stuff, ADHD, allergies, anxiety, stress, arthritis, asthma, autism. Talks about that. Back pain, bad breath, bladder infections, bloating, gas, heartburn, acid reflux, blood clots. When you get over here to cancer, though, of course they're gonna tell you it's chapter 6 in the book that you go to when it talks about what you should do if you're diagnosed with cancer. And there are natural remedies out there for cancer. We were taught black seed oil extract. If you take it for about 4 months, it's a de-inflammatory. Black seed extract will go in there. It's like a blood cleaner as well, but it removes the mucus that's inside your body. Man, this stuff has been out for years, but people don't know that a lot of your hidden information has always been in the books. A lot of your information has always been in the books. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. But they hid your information from you in books because they didn't think that we were taught. They didn't think the black people were going to be that. They didn't think black people were going to take the time to actually go and research and find the information for themselves. Message. that's what they were saying. Anything you want to hide from a black person, anything you want, they were saying in the day a long time ago. That's how our ancestors were a lot of tricked out of a lot of things because a lot of them didn't know how to read. But anything that you wanted to know, they were told if they wanted to hide it from a black person, put it in a book. It talks about hepatitis C. It talks about what diarrhea, flu, all kinds of stuff, gas and bloating, heart diseases. It talks about herpes, cold sores, blood pressure, all kinds of different diseases. This book talks about what you need to do get rid of natural remedies. Kidney stones. It talks about how you remove those. Chapter 6 goes into a more deeper detail on what it is you should do if you need to seek medical attention. But it talks about all these, like I'm saying, man, all your important information was always hidden in your books. I purchased this book right here, like I say, 2004 from the Barnes and Nobles in Cary, North Carolina. He has another book. Like I say, this book right here, I purchased 2004. But his other book that came out, that was 2007. Which one? Let me see if I can get it. The Weight Loss Cure, how to lose weight. A lot of these books right here, like I say, man, all your information has always been hidden in your books. That's why it's important for you to take the time and teach your children so they're not out here lost in society and being programmed. Even when it comes down to certain things like the periodic table. The periodic table we were taught in school, and a lot of your doctors, when they write their prescription, you see that right there? Sodium, magnesium. That right there is potassium and calcium. On a lot of your prescriptions that doctors write, they use the periodic table. That's why a lot of people can't figure it out what it is they're writing because they were never taught how to read the periodic table. We were taught this in chemistry class. For real, man. Get into your word. Feed your spirit, but feed your natural. Y'all be blessed. Be encouraged.